Everyone says AI is killing cybersecurity jobs. I hear it every day. Comments on my video, messages in my DMs, people asking if they should even bother learning cybersecurity anymore. AI will do it all, they say. Why would companies hire humans when AI can do it faster and cheaper? I get it, the fear is real. But today I'm going to show you something that will change how you think about this. I'm going to show you the actual data, not opinions, not guesses, real numbers from the FBI, from IBM, from Microsoft, Verizon, and what the data shows might shock you. AI is not killing cybersecurity jobs. AI is creating more cybersecurity jobs, more demand, more urgency, more opportunity. Now, let me prove it to you. My name is Tolulope Michael, founder and lead coach at Excel My Cyber. We help hundreds of people get into cybersecurity. If you want to understand what is really happening with AI and cybersecurity careers, please hit the subscribe button right now. Why? Because I break down the truth that nobody else is telling you. So let's get into it. First, let me explain why people are scared. AI exploded onto the scene. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Suddenly everyone is talking about artificial intelligence. And the headlines started coming. AI will replace millions of jobs. Your career is not safe. The robots are coming. People saw these headlines and got scared. They looked at cybersecurity and thought, okay, if AI can write code, surely it can do security too. Then they saw the tech layoffs. Google laid off people, Meta laid off people, Amazon laid off people. So they put 2 and 2 together and got 5. AI is here. Layoffs are happening. Cybersecurity must be dying. But here is what they missed. They missed the data, and the data tells a completely different story. Let me show you what the FBI found. The FBI tracks cybercrime through something called the Internet Crime Complaint Center. They call it IC3 every year. Every year they release a report showing how much cybercrime happened, how many complaints, how much money was lost. In 2024, here's what they found. 859,000 complaints. That's almost 1 million people reporting cybercrime in 1 year, in one country. And the losses? $16.6 billion. Billion with a B. But here's the number that should really wake you up. That 16.6 billion was 33% higher than the year before. 33%. If cybersecurity were working perfectly, that number would go down. If company had it figured out, losses will shrink. Instead, they are exploding upward. Now ask yourself something. If cybercrime losses are going up by 33% in 1 year, do you think companies need more security help or less? The answer is obvious. But wait, what about AI? Isn't AI supposed to help with defense? Yes, and it does. IBM does a study every year called the Cost of a Data Breach Report. They looked at hundreds of real breaches from real companies around the world. In 2024, the average breach cost $4.8 million. Okay, in 2025, it dropped to $4.44 million. Good news, right? Cost went down. But here is why they went down. IBM found that companies using AI in their security programs detected breaches faster. They contained them quicker. They reduced the damage. So AI helped. But here's the part nobody talks about. IBM also found something scary. They found that 97% of AI-related security breaches happened because the AI system had no proper access controls. 97%. Almost every single AI-related breach happened because nobody was governing the AI properly. Companies are racing to deploy AI. ChatGPT in customer service, AI in hiring, AI in healthcare, AI everywhere. But they're not asking basic questions. Who can access this AI system? What data is it touching? Who approved this? Who is monitoring it? Without answers to these questions, AI becomes a risk, not a protection. And that's where the opportunity is. Let me show you something else. Microsoft put out a report that measured how effective phishing attacks are. You know phishing, right? Those emails that try to trick you into clicking a link or giving up your password. Microsoft measured regular phishing, the old kind, poorly written, obviously fake, easy to spot, right? Regular phishing got a 12% click rate. 12 out of 100 people clicked. Then they measured AI-powered phishing. AI can write perfect emails, no spelling mistakes, personalized to the target, convincing and professional. AI-powered phishing got a 54% click rate. 54%. That's not a small improvement. That's 4 times more effective. Here's what this means. Attackers are using AI to get better. Their phishing is more convincing. Their scams are more believable. Their attacks are more effective. AI is not just helping defenders. AI is supercharging attackers. And when attackers get better, we need better defense, not less defense, more defense. Now let's look at what types of attacks are actually happening right now. Verizon put out a breach report every year. They analyze thousands of confirmed breaches to see what is really going on. Now, here's what they found in 2025. 44% of breaches involved ransomware. Almost half. Ransomware is when attackers lock up your systems and demand payment. It's devastating for businesses. It shuts down operations. It destroys data. It costs millions, and it's in almost half of all breaches. Here's another number. 60% of breaches involved human factors. Yes, people clicking things they should not click, people falling for scams, people making mistakes. AI doesn't fix human behavior. You can have the best AI security tools in the world, but if your employee clicks a phishing link, you still have a problem. Humans need training. They need policies. They need awareness programs. They need someone managing the human risk. That's not a job AI can do. That's a job humans do. One more number from Verizon. Third-party risk doubled. It went from 15% to 30% in 1 year. What's a third-party risk? You might ask. What's a third-party risk? It's the risk that comes from your vendors, your suppliers, your partners, your cloud providers. If you use Salesforce, and Salesforce gets hacked, you might get hacked too, right? If your payroll provider gets breached, your employees' data might get stolen. So companies don't operate alone. They are connected to dozens, sometimes hundreds of other companies. Each connection is a potential risk. Someone needs to assess those vendors. Someone needs to review those contracts. Someone needs to monitor those relationships. That's not AI work, okay? That is GRC work. Governance, risk, and compliance. Now let me explain what GRC actually is. Most people think cybersecurity is all technical, right? Firewalls, antivirus, hacking tools. But here's the truth. Most major breaches are not technical failures. They are governance failures. Nobody knew who was responsible for that system. Okay? Nobody was checking if the controls were working. Nobody had a plan for when things went wrong. Nobody was watching the vendors. These are governance problems. GRC is the discipline that turns security from a technical problem into a managed business risk. Technical people build the tools. GRC people, they make sure the tools are used correctly, that policies are followed, that risks are tracked, that evidence is documented. Now think of it like this. If cybersecurity tools are a car, GRC is the brakes, the steering wheel, and the seatbelt rules. You can have the fastest car in the world. Without brakes and steering, you're going to crash. The US government just made something very clear. NIST, all right? NIST is the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They create the framework that organizations use to manage cybersecurity. In 2024, they released version 2.0 of their cybersecurity framework, and they made a major change. They put govern at the center, not technology, not tools, not detection, governance. The US government is officially saying that governance is the core of cybersecurity. You can't have good security without good governance. This is huge for anyone considering a GRC career. The most important framework in cybersecurity just told everyone that what GRC does is fundamental. Now let me show you why regulations make GRC jobs secure. Governments make regulations. They almost never remove them. Once a regulation exists, it exists forever. And the new ones keep coming. The SEC, right? They now require public companies to report cyber incident within 4 business days. 4 business days. If you get hacked, you need to figure out what happened, assess the damage, and file a report with the government in 4 days. That requires a process. Someone has to run that process. Someone has to document the evidence. Someone has to coordinate the response. Okay, that is GRC work. The EU passed something called the AI Act. It requires companies using high-risk AI systems to have risk management, documentation, and even cybersecurity controls. Now, who set up those controls? Who writes that documentation? Who manages that risk? GRC professionals. NIS2 raised cybersecurity baselines across sectors in Europe. DORA, that's DORA. DORA applies to financial services starting January 2025. KIPA governs healthcare data in the US. Every single regulation creates compliance work, and compliance work needs people to do it. Let me tell you about some real cases so you know what we're talking about. The US Senate did a study on ransomware attacks. They looked at organizations that got hit and how they responded. Here's what they found. This might interest you. The organizations that had incident response plans in place did much better than those that did not. One organization was able to cut off the attacker before their data got encrypted because they had a plan, they knew what to do, and they acted fast. Other organizations had offline backups. When ransomware hit, They could restore their systems without paying the ransom. These are not technical controls, these are governance decisions. Someone decided to create an incident response plan, and someone decided to test the backups. Someone decided to practice the response. That's GRC work, and it saved those organizations millions of dollars. Here's another case. Cloudflare. You know Cloudflare? Cloudflare is a big tech company. In 2022, their identity provider, Okta, got compromised. Cloudflare wasn't breached. Now, why not? Because they had governance in place. They required phishing-resistant authentication, hardware tokens, not just passwords. They kept their own copies of security logs. So even if Okta was compromised, they had evidence. They had a practiced response plan. When the alert came, they knew exactly what to do. They contained the incident quickly and verified no customer data was impacted. This was not luck. This was preparation. Governance decisions made before the crisis determined the outcome during the crisis. Let me show you the opposite. SolarWinds was a company that made software used by thousands of organizations, thousands, including government agencies. In 2020, attackers compromised SolarWinds software and used it to break into their customers. The SEC later filed a complaint. They alleged that SolarWinds made statements about their security practices that didn't match reality. The company said one thing publicly, right? But internally, the reality was different. That's a governance failure. When what you say about your security doesn't match what you actually do, you create legal risk, regulatory risk, trust risk. So someone needs to make sure those statements are accurate. Someone needs to document the actual controls. Someone needs to audit the evidence. That is GRC work. Change Healthcare is another example. They are a huge healthcare company that got hit with ransomware around 2024, right? Healthcare data is protected by HIPAA. There are strict rules and very strict rules about safeguarding it. The attack caused massive operational disruption. The company had to file breach reports. They faced regulatory scrutiny. This is what happens when governance fails. HIPAA isn't just paperwork. It's a legal requirement. And when you don't meet it, there are consequences. Blackboard is a software company that got hit with ransomware in 2020. The SEC found that their disclosures about the attack were misleading. They told stakeholders one thing. The reality was different. Again, a governance failure. The fact of the incident, the evidence of what happened, and the public disclosures did not match. See, someone needs to make sure these things align. Someone needs to coordinate between legal, technical, and communications teams. That is GRC. So here's the picture. AI is making attacks more effective. Phishing is 4 times better with AI. Attackers can scale faster. They can target better. At the same time, companies are deploying AI without governance. 97% of AI breaches happen because of missing access controls. Cybercrime losses are up 33% in 1 year. Ransomware is in 44% of breaches. Third-party risk doubled. Human factors are in 60% of breaches. Regulations are multiplying. SEC, EU AI Act, NIS2, DORA, HIPAA, and the US government just put governance at the center of national cybersecurity framework. Now, does this look like a dime field to you? Let me be very direct. AI is not replacing cybersecurity jobs. AI is creating new categories of cybersecurity jobs. Someone needs to govern AI systems. That's a new job. Someone needs to assess AI risks. That's a new job. Someone needs to make sure AI complies with the EU AI Act. That's a new job. Someone needs to manage the third-party risk that doubled. That is more work. Someone needs to run incident response when ransomware hits. That's critical work. Someone needs to train humans so they don't click phishing links. That is an ongoing work. None of this goes away because of AI. None. All of it increases because of AI. Here's what I want you to understand. The people saying cybersecurity is dead are looking at headlines. They're not looking at data. They're not looking at what is actually going on in companies and how they are hiring cybersecurity people. They see tech layoffs and assume everything is dying. They see AI and assume humans are not needed. But the data says the opposite. Losses are up. Attacks are more effective. Regulations are multiplying. Governance is becoming central. The need for cybersecurity professionals is growing, especially the need for GRC professionals, because GRC is the layer that turns chaos into order, that turns risk into something manageable, that proves to regulators and executives that controls are working. So what should you do? If you're considering cybersecurity, don't let fear stop you. The field is not dying, it's evolving. If you want to be safe from automation, focus on the human part of security, explaining risks to executives, building relationships across departments, making judgment calls, handling ambiguity, navigating politics. AI can't do those things. If you want to be ahead of the curve, learn about AI governance now. Like now. Most people don't even know it exists, but companies desperately need it. Learn the regulations, EU AI Act, NIST, AI risk management. What are the frameworks? Understand the risk, prompt injection, data poisoning, shadow AI. Position yourself before everyone else catches on. The people who succeed in this field are the ones who see where things are heading. 5 years ago, almost nobody talked about third-party risk. Now, it's in every security program. 5 years ago, AI governance didn't exist. Now, it's becoming mandatory in America and in Europe. For instance, 5 years ago, I've not written this book, but now this book is in circulation that I wrote, AI-driven security, right? 5 years ago, I didn't write this book didn't exist. But now, Governing AI, the book I wrote as well, all point to the fact that governance is very important in this AI era. The future belongs to people who prepare early. Stop listening to people who give up. Start looking at the data. The FBI says losses are up 33%. IBM says AI governance is missing and causing breaches. Microsoft says AI phishing is 4 times more effective. Verizon says ransomware and human factors dominate breaches. NIST says governance is the core of cybersecurity. Every piece of evidence points in the same direction. More risk, more regulation, more need for people who can manage it. That's not a dying field. That's an opportunity. If this opened your eyes, subscribe, and I will keep showing you what the data actually says. In my usual manner, I hope I'm leaving you today better than I met you. I'll see you in the next one.